Good morning. Today we will have a review in Math Questions, Part 1. 125 gallons of mixture contains 20% water. What amount of additional water should be added such that water content be raised to 25%? Is it A, 1 and 7 over 2 gallons, B, 1, 5 over 2 gallons, C, 1 and 1/3 gallons, D, 1 and 9 over 2 gallons. First is we need a representation where let X be the number of additional water be added, and you will have this tabulation. You have here 125. This is our mixture contains 20%. And you have X that will be added. 100% of this is water. And you will have the result 125 plus X. Because we will combine this 125 gallons and X, the number of gallons that we will pour to have a 25% mixture of water. The next step is we multiply and convert this percentage to decimal. You have 125 and this 20% becomes 0.2. 0.2 times 125 and you will 100% is 1 times X and you will have 25%, you have 0.25 times the quantity of 125 plus X. Now we will have the equation. The equation here is this first mixture, 0.2 times 125, you will add to the second mixture, 1 times X, should equal to our result, 0.25 times the quantity of 125 plus X. We need to combine like terms, or first we need to multiply this. 0.2 times 125 is 25 plus X. You have 0.25 times 125 is 31.25 plus 0.25 times X is 0.25X. We will now combine like terms. You have X here and another X, so you will transpose. For additive inverse, you have X minus 0.25X. 31.25 minus 25. We will have 0.25x equals 6.25. Divide both sides by 0.75, so you will have an answer of 8.333 and so on, or 8 and 1/3. Thus, our answer is 8 and 1/3 gallons. That is our first question. Let's have our second question. 2,496 is spent in a floor repair of 30 feet by 16 feet hall. What is repair cost per square feet? Is it A, 5.20 pesos, B, 52 pesos, C, 12.48 pesos, letter D, 78 pesos. So this is the solution. First is we need to find the area. 30 feet, you multiply that by the 16 feet, so you will have 480 square feet. 480 square feet, this is the area that is equivalent for the repair spend of 2,496 pesos. Now when you divide that by 480, so you have 1 feet, 480 divided by 480 is 1 square feet equals 5.2 pesos. So our answer here is letter A, 5.2 pesos. The average of the first 50 natural number is A, 12.25, B, 25, C, 25.5, or letter D, 25.30. We need to know first the formula in finding the sum. Since it's average, to find the average is you need to find a sum and divide it by the number of data, or 50. So first is we need to have this, be familiar with this equation. This equation allows us to solve the sum of the first natural number. So S sub 50, the number of n, that is 50 over 2. Our first term is 1. Natural number starts with 1 and our last term is 50. Simplifying this, we have already the sum of 1,275. Now to find the average, we divide that number by 50. Thus, our answer is 25.5. That is letter C. The wages of 10 workers for 6-day week is 12,000 pesos. What is the 1-day wage of 4 workers? Letter A, 320 pesos. B, 240 pesos. C, 400 pesos. D, 800 pesos. In ratio and proportion, we know that 6 days, you will have 12,000 pesos. In 1 day, how much is the wage per day? You cross multiply and divide that by 6, so you will have 12,000 divided by 6 is 2,000. We know already that in 1 day, the wage is 2,000. When 2,000, you divide that by 10 because there are 10 workers, we have 200 pesos. Thus, 200 pesos per worker per day. Then we just multiply that by 4, you will have 800 pesos. So the answer here is letter D, 800 pesos. Which of the following numbers gives 240 when added to its own square? Letter A, 15, B, 18, C, 16, D, 20. By equation, let x be that number, and x, when you add that by its square, should equal to 240. If you still remember this, we transpose this to the other side. We have negative 240. Then we do some factoring. You have x minus 15 and x plus 16. You factor the first term, which is x. You factor 240, which is 15 and 16, in such a way that when we multiply this and add, we will have this, the middle term. So when you have negative 15x and positive 16x, so in that case, since negative and positive we're going to subtract, you will have positive x. So this is the factor. Then we will equate that by 0. So we will transpose or additive inverse of this. You have x equals 15 and x equals negative 16. So we will have x equals 15. Obviously, we have 15 here, so our answer is 15. Now, if you're going to check, when 15 plus the square of 15, that is equivalent to 240. Our answer is letter A, 15. Evaluate the following expression. 5 plus 3 times the quantity of 42 plus 7 minus 7 times the quantity of 2 plus 32 times 8 multiplied by 0. A, 72. B, negative 144. C, 152. D, 0. So this is the given expression. First is, we have this 42 plus 7, which is 49. Now, there is no need for us to solve this because we have here 0. So all of this term, when you multiply that by 0, it becomes 0. So 5 plus, you multiply this, it's 147, plus 5 is 152. So our answer is letter C, 152. That is the end of our review in Math Questions Part 1.